Hi guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Ow, that hurt my back. Okay guys, so like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It's free. Takes no time at all. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Jonathan Brandis. He was a little cutie patootie. Someone asked if I would do this reading, and I was shocked to realize that he was dead. I didn't even know he was gone. People have told my youngest son for many years that he looks like Jonathan Brandis. So, I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. Okay, so get a drink, something to eat, kick back. Here we go. Jonathan Gregory Brandis was born April 13th, 1976 in Danbury, Connecticut. He was the only child of Mary, a teacher, and a personal manager, and Gregory Brandis, a food distributor and a firefighter. At the age of 2, he began his career as a child model for Buster Brown shoes. Woo, woo, I remember Buster Brown shoes. I remember their commercials, too. Wow. At the age of 4, Brandis began acting in television commercials. He attended Valley Professional School, graduating in 1993. At the age of 6, Brandis won the role of Kevin Buchanan on the soap opera One Life to Live. I remember him on there. He moved to Los Angeles with his family at the age of 9 and made guest appearances on shows such as Blossom, Maya Bialik, I love her, LA Law, Who's the Boss? Who's the Boss? That was a good show too. Murder, She Wrote, The Wonder Years, oh that was awesome, Full House, and Kate and Allie. At the age of 14, Brandis was cast in his first starring role as Bastian Bucks in the never-ending story To the Next Chapter. That same year, Brandis played the young, stuttering Bill Denbrough in the 1990 miniseries Stephen King's It, alongside Tim Curry, based on the epic horror story novel of the same name. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I've read the book, but Brandis' performance in His performance in the film was lauded by critics and audiences. Brandis then appeared in Sidekicks, co-starring with Chuck Norris, and in Ladybugs with actor Rodney Dangerfield. I just used to love him. Around the age of 17, Brandis landed one of his best-known roles as scientific prodigy Lucas Wolynczak in Steven Spielberg's futuristic science fiction series Sequest DSV. Never knew that even existed. The role propelled him into teen idol status. At the height of his popularity, Brandis received approximately 4,000 fan letters a week and had to be escorted onto the set of Sequest DSV by 3 studio security guards because of all the female fans that were present. Well, hello, duh, he was like a little hottie, right? He voiced over Maz and Routh, an evil young sorcerer and necromancer in Disney's animated series Aladdin. Sorry guys, never seen Aladdin. Brandis went on to appear in many TV series and movies. He made his final on-screen appearance in the action drama Porta Vallarta Squeeze, starring Harvey Keitel and Scott Green. It was released after Brandis died. In addition to acting, Brandis directed several independent films and authored screenplays. From 1995 to 1998, Brandis dated Tatiana Ali. On November 1st of 2003, Brandon was found hanging in the hallway of his LA apartment. He was transported to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center and died the following day of injuries sustained from the hanging. He was 27 years old. Brandis did not leave a suicide note. After his death, friends reported that he was depressed about his waning career and was reportedly disappointed when his appearance in the 2002 war drama Hearts War, a role he had hoped would revive his career, was significantly reduced in the film's final cut. Brandis had begun drinking heavily and had said he was going to kill himself. Okay. It's just so damn sad. Like, yeah. Okay. So, when Jonathan came through, and it was funny because when I would look at pictures and people would say that my youngest son looked like him, yeah, I kind of did. But like when he came through, he did resemble my son a lot. It's kind of weird. He was adorable. He had a killer smile. He was very pleasant, very soft-spoken, but he was like funny, you know? So I went on to say, you know, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions, you know, whatever you feel comfortable answering, whatever. He went on to talk about acting and directing and how that was such a huge outlet for him. He said he was his own worst enemy, that he was his, you know, biggest critique, and that he never thought he did anything as well as he should have. He would always like see, you know, look back and watch movies that he had been in, and he was like, man, I should have done it this way, this way. He was always trying to correct himself and trying to be perfect. He said that he had you know, an amazing amount of success. And when that started, you know, started slowing down, it really affected him, you know, greatly, as I'm sure it affects most actors, you know. He said depression was like, you know, a huge part of his life. He talked about how bad it had been the last 3 years. He said that he felt there was something else going on with his mental health, which ironically enough, you know, I had actually read that men in their 20s, that's when things like bipolar show through, or schizophrenia, or different mental illnesses. So it was interesting that he was saying that he definitely felt like mentally he was having a lot of issues. He said that once he had crossed over and began working on himself, he had come to realize that he was bipolar. And that's, you know, was a lot of what was going on. He said it made his journey a lot easier. You know, it made him understand better why he felt like he had a breakdown right before he killed himself. And he said that really actually helped him a lot, because it opened his eyes up that, hey, you're not crazy. You legitimately have something going on. And, you know, people that have this going on, it's normal for them to feel this way. So too bad he didn't figure it out before he died, you know. He talks about hurting his family and friends. He said, you know, he saw how much his family and friends were affected when they found out that he had hung himself. And he said, hindsight's 20/20. I wish I could go back, you know. And he said he felt like he wished he could hug his family, because he just saw how badly they were hurting. And that was like, I'm fighting back tears, y'all. That was like when he was talking about it. You know, I think a lot of people assume that when we get to the other side that everything's perfect. And while when we get to the other side things are good, there are still parts of our lives that we have to work through, you know. And you could tell it was like really emotional for him, you know, and he really did legitimately feel horrible, you know. I could feel it, like just connecting with him and talking to him, like I could feel that, you know. Yeah, he kept saying suicide's not the answer to anything. It's not the answer to anything. There's always somebody or something out there that can help. Suicide is not the answer. And I really appreciated that, because a lot of people commit suicide and, you know, they don't say anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, I really appreciated that he was like, I hope this, you know, gets out to everybody that suicide's not the answer. Please don't feel like you can kill yourself and everything's all better, because that's not how it goes. So that was pretty cool. I asked him, if you could judge between your life when you were alive and your life today, which one would you choose? He said he would never take away all the amazing family and friends and all the amazing things he was able to do in his life. You know, he said, I was very privileged. I lived a very privileged life because of my acting. And he said, I'm so grateful for that. So he said, that's a hard one. He said, because I had a good life. You know, he said, but I have a good life now too. And I've had time to work on myself and to get through things. And he said, you know, my life is so much better right now because of where I am. And he said, you know, he wished that he could have received help sooner. And that was about it. He told me a few personal things, but yeah, that was about it. So be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy, check on your friends, check on your family. Voting is this week, so go vote. Because this is how I look at it. You have to vote, because if you don't vote, you don't have any business complaining about any politician. You know what I mean? If you don't vote, you don't have any business saying anything. So go vote. That about does it for me. Bye, guys.